Hello, we're talking tech tools today, and with us, happily, to guide us through the map and walk us through and give us the understanding is none other than Terry Wilson. Terry, thanks for spending the time with us to give us that insight and understanding about tech tools, what the company does, why it's there, who it's serving, and all of that good stuff. Terry, thanks for being here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for making time for us. And we're always excited to talk about our story and let people know who we are and what we do.
So let's actually start right there because like any tale, it's always great to start at the beginning and go on to the end. So let's just go back a little ways and
Sure.
start to begin to tell that story almost from the beginning.
Well, it's really kind of funny. We have been doing this. This is our 50th year. So you kind of sometimes have that thought of, well, everyone knows who we are. We've been here for 50 years, but new generations pop up and people change roles and change companies. And it's like, no, not everybody does know who we are. So we started 50 years ago. My father-in-law started the company. He initially was a tool maker for Lockheed, which was back then General Dynamics, and he made fiberglass tooling. So he decided he wanted to venture out on his own and did a lot of offload work and repair work for both Bell and Lockheed. And just kind of one day was itching to add a new line or a new product to what he was doing and went to his very first helicopter show, which back then was Helicopter Association. We know it now as Verticon. And he walked into one of our competitors' booths and saw the transparencies that they made and thought to himself, well, I've made the tools for these windows, so surely we can figure out how to make them ourselves. He talked to the foreman there, who happened to be disgruntled with his employer, and came to work for us and showed us the way. And that was, we got our first PMA in 1983. So we have been making helicopter windows for a very long time.
Well, yeah, 45 years, it's something like
Yeah,
that, isn't it? Really, I
yeah.
mean, time, 43 years, I guess, when he began in the tooling space, because, when you think about moldings, tooling is the heart of the matter, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, your end product is only as good as your original tool. And that was one thing that my father-in-law just took such pride in is we make beautiful tools and we make tools that produce windows that fit their high quality, there's no distortion, they're clear view. We have technologies that allow us to make complex curves so the window is smooth and doesn't have a lot of the mark off and the distortion that you sometimes can get if someone isn't using the right process. So you're absolutely right. The end product can only be as good as the tool that it starts with.
Well, tooling is incredibly important, of course, but it's also about the materials too, isn't it? Because, the stresses and strains of making the molding, if there are imperfections or less quality involved, you get those little imperfections, hazing, and on a bright day like it is today, that has an impact with refraction and so on.
We spend a lot of time before we even begin a window inspecting the material, making sure it's blemish free. We have a 4-point inspection through the process to make sure we catch anything that might have happened during manufacturing. And, thankfully, our process is solid. I mean, after 45 years, we've worked out the kinks and we know what we're doing. And the end result shows that, we make really beautiful windows that are clear view. They're what the pilots need. They're what the crew needs. So, yeah, it's exciting to have mastered something and know for a fact every single time it's going to come out the same.
That's the important thing. It's that old, I guess it's almost like an old-fashioned idea these days of making a really good product and knowing that it's there. And when you walk around a flight line, you see it in situ and looking good, and you can say, yeah, that's our stuff.
Yeah.
We delivered that.
Yeah, for sure. Tracy, our president, he's out in the shop. He's not one of the presidents that sits in his office and directs traffic and never gets out there. He's walking out through the shop constantly, making sure everyone's got what they need, making sure the process is working good. He's very hands-on and to make sure that we are meeting the mark. And, we're really fortunate. Our team has been together for a very, very long time. Two-thirds of our staff have been with us going on 25 years. So, they're all masters at what they do. It's just a really cool thing to see every day.
Well, Terry, it's been fascinating to listen to you and explain not only the genesis of the company, but its progress over the last 43 years. And more importantly, the baked in passion and dedication to producing the products that everyone in the team at Tech Tools has. I really appreciate the time.
It's been my pleasure. It's always fun to talk about work and what we do and who we are. It's not often you find a place where you get to wake up every day and get excited to go to work. And yeah, it's hard work and there's hard days, but when you have a team like we have that feeds off each other, it's really fun. And I think it shows in what we do. So it's been my pleasure to be here.
Well, that's great. Join us again next time when we'll be taking that story and going a little bit further, exploring some of the key products and talking about how customers are using the products. You may think a windshield's simple, but they're not. Join us again next time.